Hello, everyone. This is a very special episode of my podcast since we're shooting in English and we are based now in Vienna in very beautiful headquarters of a company called Woom. And today I have a very special guest who is Bernd Hake, the CEO of Woom company. So Bernd, welcome to our podcast.
Good morning. Very pleased to be here, Michael. Thanks so much. Looking forward to our conversation.
Thank you very much. This is very special for me also because Woom is one of my favorite brands because I have kids and I already have like 3 bikes at home, and next year we're going to buy another one. So I'm very happy that I can get to know your brand and yourself better. I will introduce a little bit the Woom company. So it's an international company now, shipping to more than 40 countries. The first half of 2025, they generated more than 90 million euro in turnover. And Bernd came from after more than 20 years in Hugo and then Red Bull to lead and manage the company. So Bernd, before we dive into the details, maybe if you can a little bit introduce the Woom brand for those who don't know it yet, how it started and what is a Woom about.
Woom is a real success story. So 2013, our founders had kids. And they were looking in the marketplace what's the best kids bike are, because they are both riding lovers. They are both riding bikes with passion, with purpose. And they were unable to find bikes which really relate to their vision of making it easy, making it fun, making it enjoyable. And this was when Christian and Marcus, when they started to set up the company. It was not set up in a boardroom, it was set up in a garage, here just 2 kilometers away from here, or in the outskirts of Vienna. And they started to build their bikes, they started to see their kids pedaling. The kids were seen by other parents, so there were long queues in front of the garage for a while because everybody wanted to buy this product and to better understand the category. Then it went from Woom to Austria. It went from Austria to Germany and Switzerland. And 13 years later, we are, as you highlighted, in more than 40 countries and developing quickly, winning hearts and minds of our consumers.
How important you think was this passion about the product itself? Because I know I saw a presentation 10 years ago, like on one e-commerce conference, I think it was from Christian, and he was really like passionate about, talking about this design and these ergonomics and, because he mentioned that the kids' bikes before were not created this way. Like, so if you can maybe give us more information about this product development.
The interesting part about Woom, it is a love brand, but it's not a marketing brand. It's a product brand. Yeah. So the innovation, and this you will feel within our headquarter, the innovation is everywhere. Yeah. So we start to sit together, and this is from the day when the company started. We start to look into what will make our bikes better in regards to making it easier for our kids and our yaos to drive and enjoy riding bikes. This starts with our design team. It goes into the engineering team, but it also, when we look into partners which are assembling our bikes, you definitely can feel that they are also extremely proud to work together with us, and that they love our purpose to really make the brand, position the brand in a way that millions of kids love to ride bikes.
Yeah, I can confirm because my kids really love to ride your bikes. So it's different than these. Maybe some bikes are very heavy and it's easy to ride. So I can really see the difference. And the kids, they're always proof that. Okay, so when we look back, maybe you have 12 years behind you. So which moments you think were the most important or most decisive for Woom to become really international and global company?
I think there were 3 decisive moments. The first one is when you start a company, and this was done by our 2 founders. So I was not here, but I've been talking to them. when you start and you see that from your kids, people look at it and they say, okay, this is a great product. I want it as well. And when they then talk about it, word of mouth, when they really start to love what they see, what this product is creating. This is one, though, building a community, and building a community first in Vienna, then in Austria, then across Europe, and now we are in Asia as well as Middle East market leader, as well as America. So we are very international, and every customer I see and I talk to tells me the same topic. They all say, you know what, woom makes bike riding easy and fun. This is one. The building community is one. The second was, and we all remember this part, it is COVID. There is a huge demand on bikes and also on kids' bikes. This was when we really started to accelerate, when we couldn't supply our demand. This was when people talked about it. This was also when more and more second-hand bikes got on the market, and where we saw that the second-hand price was even accelerating our retail price. Yeah? So there was extremely high demand in many key countries and cities. And the third one, and this is the one which I can describe because I was with it. This was on the 7th of January. I was just in the business for 3 months. I was sitting at the airport in Heathrow and got a mail from my supply chain operations manager saying that one of our key suppliers went into administration. So, and as you know, the first quarter is a very important quarter for bikes. I was devastated. I was really flying now to Vienna. Holiday is over, excited, but then you get this message and you are disappointed and you say, okay, how can we make sure that we make the best out of this year? And I got into the office. There was already a team set up, built between sales, between marketing, between finance and supply chain. With the mindset of not, oh my goodness, this is the worst case. The mindset was, how can we make it happen? And it was a building block in creating the magic between the teams. Because before I had the feeling that there were quite a few silos in the business, but this magic moment brought us together. And since then we are accelerating. And in the end, it was a positive moment it was a shock reaction with a very positive outcome.
Okay. You mentioned COVID. I know there was this boom of biking probably everywhere because there was not much you could do in that time. How about those years after? How difficult was you for you to get used to this new, let's say new state or new numbers?
Yeah.
Because I know there is, for example, in Slovakia, we had a couple of companies going out of the market because they just couldn't make it. So how was it with woom after COVID?
It was, we also had 1 year of difficulties. So between 2022 and 2023, we had a decline in our revenues. This was within the company history is the only year where we had a double-digit between 10 and 15% decline of our business. We covered 2024 was already a year where we increased our business by 6%. And this year we are dramatically accelerating. And the good thing is we are not accelerating because we are opening doors or we are opening new markets. We are seeing that there is high demand in existing markets with existing customers. And this is a very good sign that it's built on a sustainable nature.
Okay, that's good to hear. How about manufacturing of the products? If you can maybe introduce how do manufacture the bikes, where is it manufactured, where is it assembled, and how does this supply chain work?
Yeah. So we are a classical design and sales company. And this is probably, when I look into my CV, this is what Hugo Boss did. So they created products and designed products and then gave most of the products into second-hand production. This is what Red Bull does. And this is also what woom does. So we are here creators, we are here innovators. And what our what our supply chain team does is they look for key partners where they build the components with, and then they search for assembling partners which have a premium mindset. We work with them in quite a big network, so we regularly meet them to highlight what are the important elements of our bikes, what are the important elements of our accessories. And then we, together with their knowledge in regards to building and creating and producing, we get the best bikes which are on the marketplace.
And the parts are produced mostly in Asia, I guess, or is it
Not mostly. It is more or less 50-50. When you look into Europe, it is 100% for America. Yeah, this is due to the fact that the tariffs are not allowing us to produce in EU and hand them over. But we have assembling lines in the Baltics. We have in Hungary. So we are also focusing on European assembling.
And you have 2 offices, right? One in Vienna and one in US? Or?
Yeah, one in Vienna and one in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
We just opened a new office, so we just moved, and it's a very nice space also in Vienna. So we're also in Austin.
I actually saw some pictures from Texas and looked like a garage. So maybe it was a couple years ago,
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
when you started. So now you have regular offices.
Yes. Yeah, but both businesses have been set up in a garage, so also here in Vienna.
Yeah.
But now we have definitely very beautiful offices, and are very proud of where we are based and where we are located.
And so how important is the US market for you? What part of the turnover is it generating?
It's more or less 20%. The US is a much more difficult market as bike riding for kids, and this was something I had to learn, is not so close to the heart and mind of the people that it is here in Europe. Yeah, so this was a surprise to me, because when I look into American movies, often there are youngsters and kids who you see on bikes, but I had to learn that the bike industry, the kids bike industry in America is not as important. And this is something we did here in Europe, and we want to do this in America as well. The premium bike industry for kids doesn't really exist. So we are currently selling 70,000 bikes over there, which is already a nice number, but we want to develop this further.
So it's a great opportunity, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Similar, like we have a very, very successful company in the barefoot shoes, you know, in Slovakia. It's called Bilenka. They also started with US, and actually created this market in Slovakia because nobody knew there was some barefoot shoes.
Yeah.
So they just do the education, PR, stuff like that. And now it's a regular, it's a great, everybody knows what is barefoot, and many people.
Yeah, that's great product and brand as well. Yeah, it's really.
It's very nice. Okay, so how about sales? Which sales channels you use? What's your business model? Let's say it this way.
Yeah.
Regarding B2C, B2B, what's the strategy?
Yeah, the strategy. So let's look back into where we started. We started as 100% direct to consumer business. Yeah, so as I highlighted, we started in a garage. We then realized that people from Austria would come and buy their bikes on a Friday and Saturday in the garage. This was direct. Then the company moved into online, woom.com, to approach as many customers as possible. Word of mouth helped us to fastly accelerate growth in direct to consumer online as well. And then a few leading bike IDBs came to us and said they would like to buy from us. When you go from direct to consumer to wholesale, this is a shift of how you do business. You always have this retailer in between. So you need to be very careful of who you select and who you are going to present it. This team did very good. And today our share between retail and wholesale is 50-50 in revenue. 35-65 in regards to bikes. But for us, it is not important which channel we use. It is important that we get our customers there where they are, where they spend money, and that we also get from our B2B partners a regular feedback on the competition. Yeah, so how is our brands and our products stand out against the competition? How is quality? How is price? How is the reaction from the end consumer?
How about the future? Where do you see more potential, like more in B2B or B2C business?
We plan to keep the share of 50-50 for the next 3 to 5 years. So we definitely want to work together with key B2B partners and want to develop the brand. We don't want to speed up the process of opening new doors, but the ones we have, we would like to increase the densities. And then direct to consumer for us is a strategic tool in regards to being close to our end consumers, building a loyalty program, building a close connection. And really, the good thing about a kids bike is, every 2 years, there needs to be an extension. There needs to be the next bike.
Yeah.
And the closer you are with the consumer, you can really show them the quality of our products so that they hopefully buy into the next product as well.
I also checked your presentation on Amazon. You have a very beautiful landing page on Amazon. So how important are the marketplaces for your business?
Amazon is a very small business for us. The main topic is that it helps us to be also within the biggest retailer for bikes in the world. Yeah, it is somebody who connects into all markets. Is somebody who is able to deliver into markets we can't connect to. And now when we see how AI works, AI often looks into Amazon to better understand customer reviews, etc. And with this in mind, it's definitely a channel we are looking at. We are looking at how we are going to develop it. But as I highlighted, it's currently not our core.
When we speak about marketplaces, what's your opinion on these Asian players like Temu and similar?
Very price aggressive and not how we want to position our brand. But what they've done to the marketplace is definitely, if you would have said to me 5 years ago that these players get huge also in Europe, I would have my doubts and how they developed it and how they attracted customer to it, mainly via prices and fast delivery. I respect, but for woom, it's not a place we want to be in.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because it's a total different strategy, and they're actually trying to avoid all these, legal stuff and the tariffs, and not very fair,
Yes,
game.
yes. I would agree, but for all respect, there seems to be a demand. Also, people seem to love it.
Yeah, but also things due to avoiding, paying different fees and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Let's look at your marketing strategy. So you have a very beautiful brand and the identity and everything. So how important, or maybe which channels are the most important for woom for the communication?
Yeah, there is one channel which is our CRM tool, which is not social media, but which gives us the best profile of understanding our customer and really personalizing the offer for each individual consumer. Then there is Instagram, which helps us to connect in a proactive way, which helps us to highlight videos, which helps us to release products. We will probably come to this later on, but in 3 weeks' time, we will have a very exciting new launch coming up with a product which does currently not exist in the market, which will help us to connect to an even younger customer and let them ride. This is a channel where we see, which is highly emotional, where consumers and people can engage, where we also work together with people who help us further develop the brand. Is strong one. TikTok is something we look at and we play with. These are the channels we want to connect with. We have two opportunities to operate. One is how do we attract the parents and grandparents, because this is the first decision maker when kids are between 2 and 6 years old. And then the more they go into 10 years to 14 years, we need to develop a different language. We should attract them where they have fun, where we show emotions, which connect to this teenagers. And this is what we are trying to do. This is what we're trying to build.
That's great. What's your approach on like, and speaking about languages, you have like, you said you have more than 40 countries where you ship. So how do you manage the social media? You have global account, or you have some also local versions of these profiles?
Yeah, we have currently two important accounts. One is for Europe and one is for America. And the main language is English or German.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess the DACH region is the most important for you right now. So
Yes. Yeah, we are, funny enough, we are really extremely well positioned in Poland. So this is a market which is very important for us. We are getting real attention in Scandinavia. We are market leader in Dubai, for example. So there are still a few pockets which are very important for us.
how about any other markets? You do also plan to launch some new countries in the next years?
We have been launching China a year ago with a partner which is called Royal Baby, and they help us to seed brand love. Yeah, so it's a very small market for us currently, and we are it's a market where we need to better understand the consumer, where we need to better see on how we can, for example, on TikTok tell the Asian story about our brand. But we are currently not so much planning to accelerate growth in markets we are not in. We are looking in Japan because we have a small presence in Japan. This could be a stage. We have been contacted by South Korea, but currently the main goal is to explore our growth in markets we are already in.
Okay. And how does it look when you start a new country? What does that actually mean? Like, is it about localizing the website or launching these marketing campaigns, or what is it like?
The most important for us is to, as we started here, the model is always similar. It is start to build a community of people who love it. We are now much better seen by independent bike retailers who know the quality of our product and who know the brand power. So we get approached, and if we are able to connect, and if there is if our brand fits to the brand portfolio in regards to premium, we work with these partners, and they help us to get the word of mouth because you relate to your IBD, you listen to your IBD. And once this is set up, then we come with direct to consumer, and we build our second distribution channel to be omnichannel as well. Yeah, so good news is I've just come back from America, and we've been winning an account which we were 10 years trying to win, which is a account which is owned by Lance Armstrong. Yeah, and so what we see is that also the professional bikers are more and more seeing what woom is doing, which makes us very proud.
Congratulations. How about Slovakia? We are from Slovakia, so I know it seems to me that woom is kind of popular.
Yeah.
Actually, my research on LinkedIn before I came here, and there was many people writing that woom are the best bikes. So how important is, or how big is Slovakia for you?
It's a very important. It's a very important market in regards to penetration against the size of the market in regards to people. We sell between 5,000 and 6,000 bikes a year. And also the second-hand market is doing well. So we are definitely very visible, and we are happy to be in the market.
Yeah, I can confirm that the second-hand market is very strong, because it's what is actually woom known for in Slovakia. Then it's maybe a little bit more expensive, but still you can sell it, for a very good price after kids use it. So I think that's also the reason why many people actually buy those bikes.
Yeah,
including me.
So it is you invest in it, but you can be absolutely sure that the price after 2 to 3 years we make quite stable. Yeah? So usually people sell it if the bike is in good condition, somewhere between 75 and 85% of the price which they purchase it for. And with this in mind and with the joy we bring, I think it's a very good investment.
Yes, sometimes even you sell it for more than you bought it.
Yes, yeah,
Relation is not, yeah. Maybe you will do it in style.
yes, absolutely.
But speaking about expansion and export, I know you work with company FedEx. So maybe if you can tell us more how this cooperation looks like and what they're helping you with in food.
Yeah. FedEx is our main logistical supplier in Central Europe, mainly in the DACH region. We work together with them on a partnership base. So we are very close with them due to the fact that they are in the hands the executor to bring our bikes towards the end consumers. We offer with them different service levels. One is that there is a regular shipment which takes between 3 and 5 days, which should be executed, and we know that FedEx does it with high quality, with a good service level. But also when there is a birthday and people need their bikes within 24 hours, FedEx has helped us several times to fulfill this request and to make sure that the kids get their presents in time. Very important for us when we choose logistical partners is that they understand premium, and that they deliver the quality of our products in line with consumers' expectations.
So you could say that FedEx is one of your key partners in terms of expansion and export.
Absolutely. It's definitely a partner we work together with very strongly.
Let's speak about pricing. I checked actually some price comparison engines, and I saw that your price level is very, um, strictly somehow on the same level in all the e-shops I checked in Czech and maybe Slovakia. So how difficult is to manage this pricing on the bikes?
When you are on high demand, it is easy to keep the prices, and to not go into promotions and to not see your partners promoting it. And this is the science of a good premium brand. To be available, to be in the market, but to manage when you see that demand slightly slips, not to over accelerate the growth, to really to keep the line between demand and supply in a good shape. And this is what we do. This is the reason for it is that our sales team and our supply chain team, they work hand in hand. They sit together on a weekly basis. We know quite a few B2B partners, they sell out. And we help partners if they see that they might be in a color overstocked. We help them to exchange. And this gives price stability. In the end, we've seen quite a few other brands, especially in the adult bike market, who were, after COVID, not able to keep the price levels. And this is when it becomes a bit messy.
Well, what helps you to maybe justify it a little bit higher price when you compare it to different brands or different companies? You can go to Decathlon to maybe some cheaper products. So what do you think for a brand is important to really be able to how to communicate and how to justify the high price?
For us, price is a reflection on the quality. Yeah, so we are 70% of our components are designed in-house, so they are not purchased from a big supplier. This is one part of the price. The second part of the price, and there we are very strict because it's our DNA, is the weight. Yeah, so to combine the quality of a screw with the weight of the screw is not the easiest. And with this in mind, we truly believe that we achieve fair prices, that we don't push too hard. And as we said already, the moment for us, which is as important, is how does the second-hand market reflect on it? And we see that second-hand prices remain very strong. So I would really believe we are positioned in a good spot, which is good for the retailers, which is good for us, and which is good for the end consumer.
Yeah. And so how of the market, bicycle market itself, like what do you see, how do you see the development maybe next over the next 5 to 10 years? What do you think it's gonna happen?
Yeah. So what we've seen since COVID is e-bikes have been booming, and they are still the market segment which is delivering growth, whereas bio bikes, unfortunately, to be very honest, are stable or are delivering a small decline. This is something we look at very carefully. We have launched a e-bike half a year ago with great success, a limited edition, and we will further develop the space. But our key is bio bikes because we want the kids to be as active as possible. And with this in mind, the key trends is lightweight in the kids bike industry. It is colors play a very important role. This is something where we also where a team within our in-house and external help us to deliver color trends. It's about a different occasion. Yeah, so it's about we have a mountain bike. We are discussing gravel bikes. We are discussing how we can get younger. These are trends we see, and if we see trends, then we sit together and we see is this a trend where woom wants to be part of, where we can play an important role, where we can get market leading position, or is this a trend which doesn't relate to our brand DNA, and depending on this, we start developing it.
It seems logical that maybe you would think about adult bikes. So there's any topic at table? Because I know you have some model which is for adults.
We have models which relate to often to smaller men or women.
Right.
They buy into it, but the adult bike mark is first of all is highly advanced. There are core players in the premium field which would be very strong competitors. For my team and me, the strategic aspect is be big where you are good in, and we are probably the best kids and yacht bike brand, and I see much more opportunities there than I would now see in stretching our brand towards the adults.
So that's not on the table right now, this discussion. Not at all.
No.
Okay. Just for information, which actually models are the most popular, which products are the most popular from your portfolio?
So our number one product is the Woom Go. This is a development bike which starts with a balance bike and then goes into first pedaling, then goes into gearing, and last but not least goes then into really advancing to be a road bike. This is our most popular. But we've seen also now with our Explore bike, which is for kids between 7 and 14, which is currently has a share of 25%, that we are able to develop the segment as well very well.
Bernd, I know you're launching a new product on the 7th of October this year, so tell us more about what it is.
I'm extremely excited. The product started with a dream 3 years ago, that our innovative team were sitting together and that they said, how would it be if kids with 9 months to 3 years old would be able to ride already a bike? And out of this vision, there was lots of development, there was lots of adjustment, and yeah, we are launching Woom Wow today. Yeah, it's really exciting. So I said it crossover with the interview is really nice as a podcast. And yeah, it's a product which produces magic.
Wow.
Here it is. Yeah, and it wobbles, it stays, and it gives kids which can't walk the opportunity to ride a bike. So we are very excited about this launch, and
that's great.
looking forward to it.
So I wish you very good luck. It looks really amazing for the small kids.
Thank you.
I would be glad if you had it before when my kids were small.
Yeah. Next generation we get.
Right. Yeah. So very good luck to that.
Thank you, Michael.
I believe the accessories are very important as well, right? I mean, can you describe how big part of the turnover is generated by bikes and which is by accessories?
So we sell this year we are going to sell more or less 400,000 bikes, and we will sell 170,000 helmets. So you can say with every second bike, with every second or third bike, we are selling one helmet, which is a good share. So we definitely have developed from a bike company towards a helmet company as well.
How about these hand markets or these re-commerce, as this industry is called? So, do you see it rather as a, or do you see it as a threat, or rather as an opportunity for Woom?
Total opportunity. Yeah. To be honest, I couldn't be prouder to see kids on woom bikes, and I don't mind if bike is bought on our website, if it's bought with our B2B partners, if it's bought with a subscription model, if it's bought on a second-hand market. Yeah, the second-hand market is even really helping us to show parents how sustainable our bikes are, how secure they are, how longevity works for us. And with this in mind, I'm really happy. The only thing I want to see is kids above our bikes. This is the one which makes me happy. I'm not thinking about channels and not about a second-hand market. This is all helping to build our ecosystem further.
Right. And you mentioned a subscription model. So is it kind of popular here in maybe or in Western Europe?
Yeah, it is. In Germany, Austria is definitely a segment which helps to democratize our brand.
Okay.
Some people can't or don't want to spend 300-400 euro for a bike, and for them it is easier to go into a subscription model where they also can exchange the bikes every 2 years.
Right.
It's definitely a model which helps us to get it into the hand of people who don't want to or who can't afford to invest into the bike the money we request.
Yeah, makes sense. I actually saw one company in Slovakia, but not with your brand, but with another brand. I think it's called Bike Up or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're trying to somehow implement this model also in Slovakia. So because not sure if it's already running in Slovakia.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting model. It's definitely.
Okay. The last 2 years, it's the artificial intelligence is a really big topic everywhere. So how about your business and your company? How or where do you see the biggest opportunities of implementing AI into your processes?
We are currently looking into 3 spaces. One is, and this is an obvious one, is customer service. We have now sold 2 million bikes. So there are lots of interactions between our B2B partners, but also between our end consumers in regards to helping them to find a component which is broken, to really make the service level high. And here AI, I believe, is going to help us to get some kind of first level support. So this is one topic. The second topic is on the marketing side. We look into how we can better personalize the offer. How do we better understand our consumers? So if they bought a bike, the next offer can or should be a helmet to protect the kid and to further connect with the consumer. And last but not least, this also will help us in regards to working together on innovative products. So on lightweight, are there opportunities for us to build the aluminium frame even lighter? This is tested and will be tested in the future via AI. Definitely something we look at.
And if we look at AI from the end customer perspective, maybe from the way how they look for products. Now, many people spend a lot of time in ChatGPT. So what do you think about the future of actually online shopping? Because there is a big possibility that the orders will actually happen not on the website, but maybe in some chat window. So what do you think about this?
We definitely see more and more traffic not coming by Google generated, but coming via AI. And our team is working on how does AI work? How does AI get the information about the best bikes? And there are a few information systems where you need to tell authentic stories, and these are the systems we look at, and these are the systems we further build. To be honest, what we don't want is we don't want to be a brand which builds demand in an unauthentic way. Yeah, so for us, it's very important that the reviews from our consumers, that they stand out, and you can see on our website, but also on Amazon, that we have most of our reviews are 5 stars or 4.5 stars. Wikipedia is a site where we hope that more and more customers write about experiences, write about the bikes. And if this is the case, then we will be interlinked to ChatGPT as well.
I assume, thanks to your very strong brand and this word of mouth and the recommendations, you probably have really big portion of your traffic coming directly, right? I mean,
Yep.
Not very dependent on maybe some paid channels, or
Yeah.
is that correct?
Yeah. This is we watch out with. So our ecosystem works. As I highlighted, we have built communities. We have even on social media, we have parents which interact as a Woom community and which exchange their wins, yeah, their fun. And for us, it's as important then to interact with our CRM loyalty program and to build our community internally. Yeah, it's definitely the most.
It's for your inspiration. We have in Slovakia, we have a company called Empty Biker. They are very strong in bikes. So they're like 20 million euro the group turnover, and they have a community. They actually launched this community before they started with e-commerce, and they have like 400,000 members.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's really strong in Slovakia. So maybe if
do you have a contact?
Yeah, sure. I can just
be very interested
after the interview. So I'm pretty sure they will be glad to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple more minutes, so maybe get a little bit more personal. Talk about you as a manager, so because you have a lot of experience in the management positions. So how maybe would you describe your leadership style? What's the way how you work with people?
Yeah. So I've been very fortunate in my career, and this is how I want to lead as well. So I've been sitting. I was in my early 30s. I've been sitting in the boardroom quite often, but being at the start of my career. And so I was very quiet. Yeah. And after a quarter of a year, our CEO came to me and he said to me, "You know what, Bernd, you're very quiet in the rooms." And I said, "Yes, but these are all board members." So I listen. And he's saying, "But if you only listen, you don't need to be in the boardroom." So for us, it's important to get information about people who work daily on operations. Yeah, and this is how I lead as well. In a room, whoever sits there has the same voice as myself. It's important to me to really understand what people like, what are their concerns, how can we further develop. And within a room, I don't think that anybody sees that I'm the CEO and somebody else is just started their career. This does not mean that I don't feel the accountability. So when I'm together with my supervisory board, I definitely lead. I lead the conversations, and I feel totally accountable. But for me, the best ideas are grown very often from people who are daily on the product, who are daily working in marketing, and the development of people for me is very important.
I believe Woom has more than 200 employees right now. Yeah, 200. So what's the structure of the company? How many divisions you have, or how is it organized?
We have one team which we call the consumer-facing teams, which is innovation together with engineering. So they are in charge of designing the product and making it as lightweight and as secure as possible. Then we have the marketing team. They connect very strongly with the innovation team, so that the stories which are in the mind of the innovation team get to the end consumer. And then we have the sales team, which is connected between direct to consumer and B2B. I say connected because for us it's an omni-channel approach. So I don't want that we have silos between the two teams, to find the best distribution and to find where our customers shop. These are the departments which work very closely together with our end consumers and with our B2B partners. However, they need to connect with the enabling teams. And the enabling teams, this is finance, this is HR, this is um, um, controlling.
Right.
This is supply chain. This is what I was looking for. These are the parts which are the engines. Yeah? And what I learned at Hugo Boss is it's a bit like a swan. You have this beautiful swan which you see on the lake, and then you have the feed with paddle. And if the enabling teams don't deliver, then the customer-facing teams have difficulties. So a strong connection and a strong working together environment needs to be created by the management team.
So there's one thing going through my mind, like the founders of the company, they decided maybe kind of early they need professional management, right?
Yep.
So they what's their role? Christian and the other one is
Marcos.
Agus. So what's their role right now in the company?
So they are still the strongest shareholder. They have around 50%, slightly less. They are for each employee have the possibilities, because funny enough, they are also in our building. They are with a new company here.
Okay.
They can interact. They live and breathe the brand DNA of woom, but they are not at all integrated in management decisions. Yeah, and I think that the founders have, after 10 years, have decided to move out. And to now go into the next stage. With every company, there's a stage between 0 and scaling to 100 million. This was achieved. Now the next phase is to go from 100 million to 250 million.
That's your role.
This is probably my role, hopefully. And then I hope that I'm also able to go to 500 million, but we will see. Yeah, this would be as a dream.
I think this is a very you don't see that very often, that already after 10 years they actually the owners can admit they maybe not anymore somehow suitable for that phase campaign. So they think about this, how different the role or maybe the skill set of the top management changes during the life cycle of the company.
Yeah, I am trained in an environment to scale. And when I started as Hugo Boss, the company had 500 million in turnover, and we scaled it to 3 billion, which is, in my opinion, easier than to go from 0 to 100 million. Yeah, but then what happens is usually you need to build, say, after an organization which is bigger, which is larger, which is more international. And this is where I'm trained. Yeah? And with this in mind, I look into the future. I don't look backwards and say what has been happening before. I look into what can we do as a team currently to further develop the product, to further develop the marketplaces, and to bring as much brand love into the world as possible.
Okay. And how about the future of woom? What's in 5 to 10 years? So how big the company you think it could become? Like you aiming at maybe 1 billion revenues, or what's the target?
It's not so much about revenue. It's about how can we set up a business which is protected in all areas so that we are stable. Yeah, so we are developing very fast in revenue. We are also a profitable business where we need to become even stronger and more resilient is in our cash flow. So this is one topic we look at currently. And we need to build a supply chain. Yeah, and the supply chain, as the more you grow, the more difficult it is to really stay close to your DNA and to be close and to have consistency in your product quality. Yeah, and this is currently much more important than to say, will we be a 500 million euro business? Yeah, these are the dreams we have, but this is not on my agenda. Yeah, for me, I believe the most important is to further seed the brand love, because this enables us for the future to do something magic.
Mm. You mentioned financials. From my experience, it's an area where the e-commerce companies, especially in Slovakia, they are not always very good in like managing. So maybe if you can describe what's your dashboard look like, what metrics you look at daily, or what's your opinion on how to financially manage this kind of company?
I have I'm in between being very disciplined and letting it go. Yeah, so my day usually starts somewhere around 8 o'clock, and the first 45 minutes I try to be at my desk by my own and try to organize myself about the key topics of the day. Um, this is a very important moment for me, because it's not about being pushed. It's not about being unfocused. It's about what is important for the day. Then I see my PA to organize my next 4 weeks and to see what are the important topics, what are the topics which can be deprioritized. This is very organized, and then we go into a day. And when you are working in an environment like woom, so the day can be then very different than you thought in the beginning. Yeah, so it's very important that the 3 top priorities of the day, that I have them in my mind and that I fulfill them. This means also in the evening, I usually have 20 minutes where I reflect on what I did. And this gives me stability in regards to knowing what I did and how to start the next day. The second point, which is important for me, is to connect with the teams. So I have weekly meetings with my management team. We have at least monthly meetings in regards to projects to get an update. And also with my board, I speak monthly at a performance call. And I have 2 weekly calls with my chairman. These are routines which are important, and I'm very happy with Kasper Rohrstedt that I have a chairman who understands consumer goods in and out, and who gives me the freedom to push the topics which I prioritize, but who reflects on it and who gives me his feedback when he has experience in areas which might be new for me. For example, this big product launch now. And then what is also important for me is that we have monthly breakfast. We call it 10 to 10. So it's 10 employees out of different departments who sit together with me on a breakfast between 9 and 10 o'clock, where we exchange what is happening in the industry, what is happening at woom, and what are the key focus areas to build on, and also what are the challenges the company faces. Yeah? So try to be very connected.
And so how many people report directly to you?
Currently 8.
Okay, so you're managing actually 8 people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have their own teams. And
Yes.
okay. There is a thing like companies are made either for milk or for meat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what do you think the woom is built for? Like, is there any vision of an exit maybe in the future? Or
Sorry, can you repeat?
if there's any vision for the company, like maybe going on stock market, or maybe going for an exit,
Right.
like for the
Yeah.
for the investors.
Yeah.
You mentioned that those former founders, they sold
Yes.
some of the shares.
Yes. So our company is currently owned or has different owners. We have the founders. We are very fortunate the founders are on board. So they help us to remain focused on the vision, on the product side. Then we have 2 private equity companies. One is called Brega, one is called Jepsen, which are experts in market development. So Jepsen, for example, is one of the key distributor for Porsche in China. Bregal are coming from the CNR family, so they are retail experts. And with this in mind, they help us to develop productivity, to develop in-store experiences. And then we have the 3 smaller investors, which have been with the business for a very long time, and they have mainly digital backgrounds, so they help us to develop our digital footprint. They have 2 interests. One is 2 main interests. One is how is a company developing? How do we not only perform in regards to sales and profitability numbers, but how are we connecting to our consumers? But also at one stage, as this will be the next 3 to 5 years, nobody knows when, to provide the foundation for an exit. And you were asking what are the potential opportunities? In my opinion, there is the opportunity for an IPO, which we currently don't target. There is a strategic investor, so it could be a supplier, it could be a other bike brand who could be interested. This would be definitely something we would love to have. It could be a private investor, or it could be another private equity. We are open to all positions. For us, we are actually don't discussing the exit so much currently. We are discussing how we can spread consumer love.
You mentioned several investor groups, let's say, so it looks like kind of many people around the table. How difficult is it to agree on a strategy and on the vision of the company?
It is. There are definitely balls in the air, but this is also one reason why I decided to come to woom. Yeah, to have a strong board, to have a board with a diverse opinion is getting sometimes a bit of what is Reibung? Friction? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
And this creates heat, and out of this come often much better ideas than if you have a board which is only financially driven. So I love it. It's demanding, but I love it.
What's the situation with venture capital now in Austria or DACH region? Is it difficult to raise money for projects like this?
As we are not in the process of raising money, I can't tell.
Yeah.
But what I can tell is you've seen last week interest rates have been dropping in the US. They are falling since a few quarters in Europe. And this will definitely create demand. And the stronger the brand woom is, the more people will look at it.
Yeah. And we're getting to the last part. I would like to get to know maybe your personal, how do you teach yourself, educate yourself? Maybe you have some mentors, some coaches, some what books you like to read or what podcasts you listen to?
It's not so much about books, to be honest. It's about sitting together and networking with people which have similar experiences in other industries, or which are having created a company. Yeah, and this is something, as I highlighted, I've been working for multinational companies. I've not worked in a startup. So for me, the last 12 months were also a curve of really understanding the business, of learning how our employees get motivated, learn about the bike industry, which is a lifestyle industry as fashion and energy drink is. But on the other hand, it's a industry with much smaller margins. And here to connect with people from the industry, to connect with people who are outside the industry, who know consumer goods, and to connect with consulting companies to better understand the marketplace is something which definitely helps me. Then I also exchange a lot with my wife and with my employees. These are the main drivers for me to get sorted. And I have a mentor which I see every 4 weeks. And with Kaspar Rohrstedt, I have the best mentor I can think of.
How about Slovakia? You ever traveled to Slovakia?
Yes, I just was in Slovakia. Slovakia 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Yeah, and we also had our management team meeting in Slovakia.
Yeah. Where exactly was it?
Sorry,
where exactly was it? You know,
the capital in what was the capital?
Bratislava.
Bratislava. Genau.
Okay, so whenever you come, we can
Yeah.
have a beer or something?
Yes, I would
I live in Bezino. It's just around, just behind Bratislava. It's a wine region, like famous for good wine. So
Okay. Oh, they definitely come.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's you can almost ride a bike to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be glad to invite you actually to one of my events because I do it for like e-shop owners. Can maybe speak a
Yeah.
little bit more about the strategy and everything. So
Would love to do
very,
it.
very nice place, you know.
Yeah.
Bernd, thank you so much for coming, or me for coming here to your headquarters. Very beautiful ones. It was very nice chat. So I wish you good luck with you and your company. And I hope woom is getting really well in Slovakia. So, and we'll be looking forward for another discussion. So thank you so much.
Michael, so thanks on me as well. Really a pleasure to support you on your podcast, and all the best for you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for you who are watching or listening to this podcast. So if you liked it, we will be glad for every comment, share, like, and of course, I would like you to subscribe to this YouTube channel or to the Spotify channel, wherever you listen to this. And see you soon with the next interview. Bye.